To the Amazon rainforest. And get ready to see some exotic plants and animals that you won't see anywhere else in the world. As you know, rainforests are one of the Earth's major habitats. Habitats are areas that share the same weather, plants, and animals. Tropical rainforests are located around the world in Central and South America, parts of Africa, Asia, and Australia. They are usually found close to the equator. Millions of years ago, rainforests covered most of the Earth. This is where the dinosaurs once lived. Now they cover only 7% of the Earth, but are home to half of the world's animal and plant species. Today, we are going to explore the South American rainforest in the Amazon basin. It is the largest of all the rainforests. The Amazon rainforest is about 2.5 million square miles, a bit smaller than the 48 states of the U.S. Here, you'll find more than 1,600 species of birds, 230 kinds of snakes, 600 different mammals, 40 different turtles, and 70,000 kinds of insects. Many of these species can't be found anywhere else in the world. You will also hear this rainforest called Amazonia because the mighty Amazon River runs through it. The Amazon is 4,000 miles long and is the second longest river in the world. As their name tells us, rainforests get much more rain than anywhere else in the world. It usually rains about 260 inches each year, but can reach as much as 400 inches. Not only is it wet, it is also very warm since it's so close to the equator. The average daily temperature is usually between 86 and 95 degrees. A wet and warm region like this means that everything grows well. This explains why the trees are so incredibly tall. Some parts of the rainforest are in mountainous areas. Up high, the treetops are always covered in a rainy, wet mist. They appear to be in the clouds, which is why these areas are called cloud forests. The Amazon, along with every other tropical rainforest, has 4 layers: the emergent layer, the canopy, the understory, and the forest floor. Each layer has its own story to tell. The emergent layer is the highest in the rainforest. It is where the tallest of the trees stick out from the top of the canopy. These are also the oldest trees in the Amazon rainforest, maybe even hundreds of years old. They can easily grow 165 feet tall. Some grow even higher. In order to live so high up in the rainforest, animals need to be able to fly or climb. Up this high, you might find the South American harpy eagle using the trees to look for its next meal. They also protect their young by building their nest up high in the emergent layers. You can see many colorful birds here, including many members of the parrot family, like these conures. These parrots live in noisy flocks high up in the trees. This red-winged parrot uses its strong, curved beak to feed on fruit, seeds, flower buds, and insects. Spider monkeys can spend their lives up here in the treetops and are expert climbers. They are able to use their arms, legs, and even their tail to grip the branches. The blue morpho butterfly is one of the many colorful butterflies that we see flitting around the treetops. Moving down to the next layer, we find ourselves in the canopy. This is the umbrella of treetops covering the rainforest. It is the main layer of the rainforest. More animals live in the canopy than anywhere else in the Amazon jungle. In fact, about 2/3 of the rainforest animals can be found in the canopy. Here, you might see the slow-moving sloth, who hangs upside down all day, even to sleep. The emergent layer and the canopy share a lot of the same residents: birds, monkeys, snakes, butterflies, and insects. You might find this emerald tree boa another superb climber. See how well camouflaged it is to look just like the leaves on the trees? If a howler monkey catches sight of one of these snakes, it will sound an alarm that would be impossible to ignore. The shrieks are ear-splitting. Macaws, like this brilliant hyacinth macaw, are one of the many birds moving around the canopy. Many animals are able to find food, water, and shelter here, and so they have no need to leave. The canopy is the home of choice for 30% of the world's birds, like this red-green macaw. Here is a toucanet. Bird life ranges from giant eagles weighing up to 17 pounds to these tiny hummingbirds weighing only a few ounces. Hummingbirds feed on the nectar of flowers like this long-tailed sylph. Beautiful, isn't it? Their long bills let them get deep into the flower, like this sword-billed hummingbird. As they feed, they are dusted with the flower's pollen. When they fly away, they spread the pollen wherever they go. These colorful toucans like to hang around the canopy eating leaves, fruits, and nuts. Here is one of the most recognizable creatures in the Amazon, the red-eyed tree frog. It has suction cups on its tiny feet, allowing it to hang on tight. Insects have an easier time of it since they can crawl up and down the trees. So can the spiders. These tarantulas are some of the world's largest spiders and can grow as large as dinner plates. They come out at night to hunt. Chameleons live in the canopy along with other lizards. A close-up look at chameleons shows us that they can move each eye separately. This helps them to be on alert against lurking predators. Chameleons are masters of disguise, able to change their color if they are scared or if they want to blend into the background. Geckos, too, can change the color of their skin for protection. This ability, known as camouflage, helps them to survive. Camouflage allows an animal to either hide from predators or to sneak up on prey when hunting. We hope you enjoyed meeting some of the exciting animals that live in the Amazon rainforest.
The Amazon rainforest is difficult to describe. From the air, it is quite an extraordinary sight. Its impenetrable canopy of trees, broken only by the Amazon River and its hundreds of huge tributaries and streams. 30 down is as heartbreaking as an elephant or rhino being killed. This is, put simply, a tree graveyard. Tiago Alves is a forestry worker. Despite all their efforts, the situation, he says, has become impossible. The loggers are winning.
Sempre. O madeireiro está ganhando, a floresta está sendo devastada e o problema ambiental está cada vez maior e ninguém faz nada.
The tributaries of the Amazon are huge rivers in their own right. This is the Xingu River. It's well over 1,000 miles long and runs through the state of Para, north to the Amazon River. Pará state are some of the most environmentally damaged areas in the Amazon. The forest and its rivers are intrinsically linked, but both are being damaged in different ways. Sections of the forest are drowning from a huge rise in water levels caused by a hydroelectric dam upstream. It affects the trees, the animals, the fish, the river, and vitally, it affects the people who live here, the indigenous people. 25,000 of them from 18 distinct ethnic groups live along the Jingli. They're calling out for help.
Well, we've been prepping and travelling into the rainforest for most of the day now. We're hoping to meet with the indigenous population who live here. There are many of them, of course, in different groups around the whole of the Amazon. But they are saying they need outside help because they're being threatened by loggers who've come onto their land and are simply refusing to leave. We're coming to see what it is they're so worried about.
We travelled north through treacherous rocky sections of the river and through rapids only locals can navigate. Finally, we reached the home of the Azarini people. There are only about 200 or 300 of them living in and off the forest and the river. First official contact with the Azarini was in 1971, and it was made by this man. Moreira was chosen to walk out of the forest to contact the white man. He has no idea how long it took, but it was almost certainly months, possibly years. He was sent to find help because the Azarini risked being wiped out by tribal fighting. Nearly 50 years later, threatened by land invasions from loggers and illegal miners, they're calling out for help once again. The land is everything in our life, Moreira told me. Without the land, we cannot live. The Azarini are hunter-gatherers. Fruit and vegetables from the rainforest, fish from the river, and wild animals. We joined them on a
kilometers. It is so vast that it is found in northwestern Brazil and further stretches out into South American nations such as Peru, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Bolivia, Suriname, and French Guiana. Amazon forest is the home for dangerous species such as the cougar, jaguar, and anaconda. The Amazon River flows through the north of the rainforest. Many people believe that the Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the world's oxygen. The rainforest is so dense that sun rays cannot penetrate the floor. The forest is the home of 40,000 plant species, 3,000 types of fish, 20% of the world's bird species, 430 species of mammals, and 2.5 million different species of insects. More than half of the Amazon rainforest, almost 60%, is found in Brazil. About 400 to 500 native Amerindian tribes live in the Amazon rainforest region.